What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about people who messed with the Royal Guard and regretted it. So, most of us Americans, we are familiar with the British Royal Guard and the iconic big fuzzy hats that they wear. This is like something that a lot of Americans think of when we think of British culture is the Royal Guard, actually. So a lot of Americans, we actually know that the Royal Guard is not really supposed to move or speak very much, if I understand correctly. And I guess this is what causes a lot of people or tourists to kind of try to mess with them, to try to get them to speak or move or react in some way. Personally, I don't condone that behavior, like people trying to mess with, like, royal guards that are on duty trying to just do their job. But since we have this all on video here, I thought it'd be fun to take a look. So why not? Let's see.
Look but don't touch. These soldiers stand in small booths, mounted on their horses, around Buckingham Palace.
Right.
And there are several warnings about the unpredictable behavior of the animals. But like any good tourist, it's common to see people ignoring these warnings.
Oh, they're on horses sometimes. I didn't know that. Well, honestly, if I saw a royal guard and they were on a horse, I definitely wouldn't touch their horse or really get near it, especially if there's signs up telling you not to. Or at least the signs are telling you the horses are unpredictable. Oh God, what does this mean is gonna happen?
Step back with me, lifeguard! Not cut the reins!
They insist on taking pictures very close to the horses, even holding the reins, which is completely prohibited.
What are they doing? Not the Royal Guard. I totally understand why they're yelling. What are these people doing? Taking photos? Like, okay, you can stand somewhere and have the Royal Guard, like, in the background or something and have your photo, but man, how, like, what a presumptuous attitude to just walk up to the Royal Guard and touch the reins of the horse. This guy was, like, literally just grabbing onto his horse by the reins, like he owned the horse or something, like he's gonna walk off with it. How could you possibly have the mindset that that is okay? I'm actually really glad that the Royal Guard is screaming at them, because, oh my gosh, that's something you'd almost expect a child to do. What? I can't believe people behave like this. This is like an official Royal Guard of the palace, like, doing their job. You can't just go up and touch them. What?
The thing is, this behavior is usually met with a loud shout saying, "Stay away from the Queen's personal guard.
Yeah.
Don't touch the reins."
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You know what the sad thing is? The sad thing is, I bet a lot of tourists do this on purpose, trying to get the Royal Guard to yell. They want them to scream at them. They think it's funny, or they think it's like a good little video or photo. And that's just, man, that's really unfortunate. So there's the sign. It says, "Beware, horses may kick or bite. Thank you." I guess they need a sign that says, like, "Don't touch the horse." You would think that goes without saying, but I guess not. Wow.
But the Royal Guards don't shout because they're annoyed. In reality, they take all incidents seriously and want to ensure that visitors have a trouble-free experience. This photo area is very crowded, and sometimes the soldiers need to shout even louder for people to hear the message.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine what it would be like being a Royal Guard, because it seems like their job is supposed to be guarding, but it seems like a lot of their job is actually taking photos and, like, tolerating tourists, really.
not touch the Police Guard!
Never get in the way of a Royal Guard.
Oh, no.
Royal Guards are not locomotives, but they can certainly run over you like one.
Sure. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. They really don't stop. But it's... I don't know. I can't help but laugh. I hope that kid is okay, but for crying out loud, you need to have some sort of situational awareness of what's going on. If you don't see, like, men in giant hats with guns marching towards you, then I don't know. I guess you kind of deserve to get pile-drived through. They just walk over you, huh? Oh my gosh.
These soldiers, for example, belong to the Coldstream Guards, the oldest regiment in the British Army. Before
Okay.
starting to march, the on-duty guard warns the public that the patrol is approaching. The
Okay.
protocol is very strict, and the march must proceed without stops or detours.
Oh my gosh. How do people end up in the middle of these things? How does that even happen? What are people doing?
In one video, you can see a guard shout, "Make way," but a child didn't manage to move in time and was run over by the soldier. The guard, as per the rules, continued his march without looking back. The incident occurred at the
I mean, it's unfortunate that someone got knocked over, and it kind of looks like it was sort of a kid. But again, they are screaming. They are announcing, "Make way, we're coming." Like, I'm sorry, I don't want anyone to get hurt, but at the same time, at some point you have to take some accountability and be like, what are you doing standing in front of the march? Like, get out of the way. Like, they're knocking you over, yes, but you're also interfering with their job. I don't know.
the Tower of London, and while the child wasn't hurt, they surely got quite a scare.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta watch
The Royal
out.
Guards are untouchable. That's right, it's forbidden to touch a Royal Guard. Just because they look like statues doesn't mean they can be treated as such. They are
This is what I thought. This is what Americans are taught about the Royal Guard. That you're not supposed to touch them, or they are going to scream at you. And unfortunately, I really think this encourages Americans and other tourists to get close to them and even touch them and try. It's like so sad that Americans and maybe other tourists, I don't know, actually purposefully touch them because they know it's against the rules. Like, come on.
people performing an important and ancient duty.
Do not touch the Queen's Guard!
These guards
I love how they shout at them, though. It's very satisfying. When people are being stupid, oh, I love when they scare them and they just march right over you and scream at you. It's like, don't touch my horse! It's like, yeah, these people deserve to get startled, that's for sure.
must remain motionless, only allowed to march from side to side after being immobile for at least 10 minutes. It's understandable that these professionals are not in the best of moods and have little patience for daring and disrespectful tourists.
Yeah.
Do not touch the Queen's Guard!
What was that guy doing? What? He didn't even... When he was taking the photo here, it's like, okay, maybe he's not trying to touch him. But he's certainly not trying to respect his space. Then he just goes up and touches his cheek. Like, what are you doing?
Disrespectful tourists.
Do not touch the Queen's Guard!
What are you doing?
The Royal Guards are combat soldiers, not mere ornaments. Tourists are fortunate because they have often treat the Royal Guards as ornaments without
It's so funny watching some of this video. It's actually really interesting seeing how people react. They go up to these soldiers who look very serious. They're doing a very serious job. This is not a joke. They're not there for fun. They're not there for decoration. They're guards. And I think they probably tolerate pictures and tourists, and they tolerate that. But if you go up and start pushing yourself up against them, and they push you away, how can you act surprised? Like, some of these people are laughing like they can't believe it. They're like, what? Huh? What did I do? It's like, what? What do you mean? Come on.
Tourists are fortunate because they have often treat the royal guards as ornaments without realizing how trained and dangerous they are.
Yeah.
A Royal Guard veteran once revealed that they work armed when there is an imminent risk, but they are prepared to attack at any time. And yes, they are legally authorized to attack and kill anyone who poses a threat to their lives or the lives of others.
Sure.
My wife, the Queen's Guard!
It's okay. It's like, seriously? If they do that, if they scream, make way for the Queen's Guard, and you're still in the way, that is on you. That is your fault. Whatever happens, that's on you. Like, I gotta say. Yeah, I think a lot of Americans and tourists don't understand that their job is very serious. It's not a joke. A lot of Americans think because, they're in this weird uniform with a big fuzzy hat. That's strange to us. That somehow it's not serious. But it is, and I don't know. These guards have to put up with so much crap, I can tell.
Patience has limits. Imagine this scene: a soldier trained to protect royalty, in a hurry to go to the bathroom, and having to endure an annoying tourist mocking him. Did this tourist deserve it?
He swatted him on the head. I didn't know they could do that they can just bop you on the head if you're being disrespectful.
Tourist mocking him. Did this tourist deserve it? Comment below.
Did he deserve it? Kind of. I don't know. A lot of Americans would get so worked up over this and be like, you can't touch me. You can't do that. He just assaulted me. It's like, well, you're assaulting their culture in a way. Like, you're making fun of their job and their culture and like by doing these stupid like impersonations and getting up in their face. So, yeah, I mean, I never want to condone physical violence when it's not necessary, but I have to say, it is really satisfying seeing someone get swatted on the head, just bopped right on the head. If they're being stupid like that, yeah, I okay, I kind of liked it.
They practice fainting. Okay, this is definitely a very stressful profession. The guards have to stand or march in a super hot uniform, and they can't even faint just any way. They still have to endure all kinds of tourists. Wearing the full uniform and the huge bearskin helmet on a hot day makes many royal guards faint while on duty. That's why they're required to maintain the same behavior and act normally even if they feel they are about to faint. They even train for this situation. Disciplined fainting is practiced during job preparation, which involves...
They faint in a controlled way? Like they have a specific way they're supposed to faint? So and the rest of the guard is supposed to act like nothing strange is going on. That's some serious discipline. That's actually, like, I respect that, okay.
Were dressed in wool tunics and bearskin hats, which increase the feeling of heat. This is not a job for just anyone.
Yeah.
Warnings are not a joke. The Queen's Royal Guard pointed an assault rifle at a tourist who climbed the gates of Buckingham Palace. After all, protecting the castle and the Queen is their main task, and they never fail to fulfill it.
What are people doing? What are you doing? I do not understand. I don't know, like... But I know a lot of tourists have this mindset in the UK that the rules don't apply, or that it's all just fun and games. It's okay to be silly. I'm going to leave the country anyway and go home so I can climb the gate of Buckingham Palace. It's like, no, you might get shot, and it'd probably be justified because you're trying to break into the palace. Like, think about it for a second. Crazy. I didn't know someone did that. Yeah, of course they gotta point their weapons at you, like you're literally trying to break in. What? That's where the king lives, right? Wow. This is some pretty crazy stuff. I knew that people did really stupid stuff to royal guards in the UK. I didn't know how far it actually went.
Despite the unsuspecting individuals who underestimate the firepower of these combatants.
Stay off the back!
Yeah. And you can kind of hear some people laughing in the background. They think it's funny. That's kind of sick. Like they think it's funny that the royal guard is having to point their gun at them and yell at them. How is that funny to them?
There are moments when just a look is enough. Miss, you crossed all the lines.
Oh, I mean, it's almost kind of sad because some of these people, I guess, don't have like totally bad intentions. Like she just wanted to go up and put her arm around his arm and get a photo. But it's like you gotta use your brain and be like, you can't just go touching people. At the very least, she could have asked. She could have said, is it okay for me to touch you? Is it okay for me to put my arm around you? And maybe he would have replied, and maybe he wouldn't have. But at least she would ask. And if she got no response, just don't do it. But to just walk up and put your arm on them, touch them, I don't know how people have the confidence to do this.
Do not touch the Queen's Guard.
Well, she seemed a little like apologetic, at least compared to some of the other people.
Seek and you shall find. Any action against a royal guard is considered an action against the very monarchy they defend.
Yeah.
They carry an SA-80 with a bayonet and are authorized to use the weapon when they feel threatened.
Get back from the Queen's Guard!
One young man.
It's so annoying. Like, people are such trolls. Like, oh, it's frustrating for me to even watch. This guy is trying to make fun of the guard. I don't know, like impersonate him, make fun of his march. Then he puts his hands on him. It's so ridiculous. Then the guard yells at him to get back and points his gun at him, which I think is totally justified. But that actually just makes them all laugh. They think it's funny. They think it's funny that they provoked the guard to have to point a gun at them. They think it's funny. Like, what do you even do at that point? Like, some people you just can't help.
And found himself face to face with the weapon, unaware that the guard could fire and still be within his rights.
Yeah.
It's best to keep a safe distance. Always remember that the royal guards will follow protocol to the letter, rain or shine. There's a safe distance that everyone should maintain from these professionals.
Sure. Did this girl accidentally get bopped on the nose?
Little Maisie Gregory, just 6 years old, was likely living the most exciting moment of her life when she participated in a tribute to Queen Elizabeth II in Cardiff, Wales.
Wow.
However, she ended up receiving a strong blow to the face.
Oh no. Oh no, this is just kind of funny, actually. I don't think she was actually hurt. Her hat got knocked off, though.
When the guard was following ceremonial protocols, the sweet girl waited for the British monarch to leave and, unable to contain her tears, ran into her mother's arms.
Oh, man, I mean, of all the ones we've seen so far, this is the most innocent. It's like, the girl was being very nice to the queen, and she's being respectful. She deserved better. But guards are going to do what guards do. Like, you do got to watch out, but you can't blame a little girl for... Seems like everything was okay in the end, anyway.
Was not injured. It's impossible for the royal guards to laugh. Some people don't understand the meaning of the word respect and seem unafraid of the consequences. In one instance, a girl performed a peculiar dance, trying hard to make a royal guard laugh.
I mean, this I've heard of before. There's videos of people... They think it's fun to try to make the royal guard laugh. I don't know what I think about this one. It's definitely, like, disrespectful. but I don't know if the Royal Guards get some entertainment out of it or get a kick out of it or it, I don't know. It's disrespectful for sure, but not as bad as some of the other stuff, like trying to make fun of their marching or touch them or get in their personal space or get in their way. This is like being silly this one is not so bad. It's almost wholesome in a way, just trying to like get them to smile because they're not allowed to laugh or smile. So I don't know. As long as you don't interfere with their job, I guess it's okay. But on the other hand, I could see a lot of Royal Guards finding this very annoying and disrespectful. So
However, as we know, these professionals are not even allowed to smile.
okay. I don't know what to think of that. I guess he was just tired of it.
In fact, if a superior catches a guard smiling or laughing,
See, this guy's laughing. He's smiling. It seems like they're having like a fun little moment, but it sounds like you're actually getting them in a bit of trouble if you do this and they laugh. But that's their fault for laughing, right?
they could be suspended for a few days and face salary deductions amounting to around 275 pounds. That's
Wow.
right, a little laugh can cost quite a bit. What the guard could do, he did. He moved away from the clueless tourist.
That's funny. That's funny, actually. Maybe it's good to end this on sort of like a wholesome moment there. This was quite good. This was entertaining. Is by Top 10 Facts. I got to give this video a like because I did like it very much. Yeah, I just thought it'd be interesting because the title of this, it's like people who messed with the Royal Guard and regretted it. I'm glad some of them regretted it because they were just going way out of line. Some people go so out of line. Specifically touching the Royal Guard and with trying to get the photos and getting in their way. And they do it on purpose. And some of them think it's funny. That's the stuff I can't stand. The trying to make them laugh thing, that was kind of funny and wholesome. That's like okay. But anyway, this was pretty interesting and taught me a bit more about the British Royal Guard, actually. So I enjoyed this. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on the British Royal Guard and people who try to mess with them to get a reaction. That'd be interesting to hear from British point of view and what you think about that. So, and if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Britain and British culture, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching and see you next time.